What's up, everyone? This is your main man, 40 Grand Chukatron, back in the stand, about to give you guys an unboxing and review, and this time I'm going to be doing it on the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Origin Bumblebee figure. This is the new figure from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line, and this time we're getting Bumblebee in his original protoform / Cybertronian form from the original cartoon series. So if you're not familiar with that, go check out the first episodes on the More Than Meets the Eye from the original 1984 cartoon series. You're gonna see before the Autobots landed on Earth, they were in prior versions in the Cybertronian mode. So we got a version of this finally. After 37 years, we actually get this kind of look for Bumblebee. So here he is, guys. I'm gonna be doing an unboxing and review. If you're new to the channel, I wanna say thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks you for just clicking on my video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And if you do like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So without any more jibber jabber, let's check this figure out. I'll start off by just showing you the packaging. It's in this nice bright yellow and black packaging, as you can see here. And for the first time that I've seen, the first figure I get that doesn't have any plastic right there. So the figure is fully exposed right on the front. You can see pretty much about 80% of him showing, and there's no plastic here, just nothing there. It's just an empty hollow spot right there on the top of the box, which you can kind of just grab and just pull out the figure if you wanted to. I'm not trying to give you any hints to steal, but this is pretty ridiculous, being that the figure is 22 bucks, guys. The figures has gone up, the prices have gone up, and some places I've seen it, people are posting up they paid $28 for this. $28. Dude, this figure is like a $8 figure at best. But anyways, we're gonna keep looking at the packaging here. We noticed that we do have different shots of Bumblebee right there. On the side here we have Transformers. On the bottom it says Origin Bumblebee. Has a nice little illustration right there, I'm guessing of the new cartoon or series or whatever of Bumblebee right there. And this is all about Bumblebee and his show, I'm guessing. I haven't seen it. What's nice, if I take it on the 1/3 right here, we notice, I guess this is the Bumblebee from that series. Here we have G1 Bumblebee. Yeah, that's the one right there. Everybody knows G1 Bumblebee. And on the bottom, I guess, yeah, a close-up of him. On the side there, we do have the comic book version. I guess Bumblebee on the illustration right here from Marvel Comics, but I'm not sure, but it looks like that. And on the side there, we do have another illustration of Bumblebee. And on the back there, we got the promo shots of him in robot mode, his accessory right here, and him in the Cybertronian mode. And also, it looks like he does come with these power conductors that we do see on the first episode of Transformers. On the top there, pretty much plain, and on the bottom, that's it. So let's open this up and check out the figure. So let's pop this bad boy open. I could be a savage if I wanted to and just cut him out right there, but I'm just gonna take it out nice and neat, just to be a gentleman. I'll take that out right there. Take this part out right here, and I'll just slide them right out. Now this packaging is pretty cheap, so very similar to the Kingdom version. So there he is. That is him in the inside of the packaging. We noticed that this design here is like a little honeycomb. It's kind of cute. And we have Bumblebee right there in the middle. We got his accessories. Oh, he does come with the blaster. That looks really cool. And you can see the power conductors right there on the bottom. And his little jetpack. There's a look at the front of it, and there's a look at the back. And here's a look at the pamphlet that he comes with. So it's a pretty small pamphlet, but if we open it up, it gets pretty long. So I don't think this is gonna be too much of a hassle to transform, but there's a look at all the steps on the front, and there's a look at the other side. All right, guys, so here's a look at the figure out of the packaging. And man, I gotta say, once I pulled it out and I started fiddling around with it, it is really cool. This is probably one of the best Bumblebees that you're gonna find as far as a G1 looking Bumblebee, because this thing, wow, it's pretty cool. Is it worth the 22 bucks? Is it worth more than meets the eye? I don't know. We're gonna find out though. And start off by taking a look at the head mold. Look at the head mold, guys. This head mold actually probably looks better than the Siege version / Earthrise version. Man, it looks really good. It totally looks like a Bumblebee, and I love the way it looks. It's like wider than the other one, and it has all this nice detail, classic Bumblebee details right there on the front crest, on the side there. Looks really good. The paint job is amazing on this. I mean, look at the paint on the face. Perfect. Nice silver paint, and those eyes look really awesome too. And the back kind of gives it a little pop. The yellow and the silver kind of just lets those eyes pop a little bit better. So far, the head mold is flawless. Look at the chest area there. We noticed that he does have these parts painted light blue like windows. It kind of looks plain, but I do appreciate that. You know, I kind of wish that the other figures had that, like cliff jumper. It would have just been solid, wouldn't have been transparent. I think it kind of looks cool. It's a little bit cartoony looking, but I think that's the audience that they're trying to get here, is the little kids. And of course, look, he's got a red Autobot logo, something that the Netflix version did not have. Don't know why, but I don't think in the show he was an Autobot or a full-fledged Autobot. But anyways, there's a look at it in the front, really nice, bright and red. He does have some silver right here in this vent. The arms, you know, black, and they kind of look like a retool of the Netflix version of him. I'm going to compare them both and make sure that it is or isn't. And the arms look really good. I love this little boxy look right there. Very plain. Nothing needs to be done about that. We got some detail right there, some molded in. And on the back there, we do have this hollow cavity. But you know what? It's kind of hidden behind the 3 points there, because if we look at that side, it's not hollow. Not hollow, only in the bottom. If you have it like that, you'll notice that it's actually hollow. The hands look really good. Got no complaints there. I love this midsection part right here. If you notice it here, that looks really good. I love how it has a little black paint on the side, and it has a little, I don't know, a little ab type thing right there. I love it. And we do have the crotch area. Looks really good, really plain. The legs right here, we see the details on them, and they do look very similar to the Netflix one. The leg, the lower part of the leg right here, looks all new, obviously. And it does have some kibble right there on the side of the legs, which it doesn't really look bad because of the shape of it. It kind of makes it look really good. So there's a look at the bottom. It kind of has that Volkswagen Beetle foot right there, if we notice it. I don't know what part of the transformation that's going to be, but we're going to look at that. So there's a look at all of the little details on the feet. Here's the side here where we do have a 5mm peg hole. What that'll be, I don't know. We're going to find out together. And he does have a peg hole right here on his shoulder. When we take a look at the back there, we notice, I'm guessing this is a part of the transformation, but I think it looks really cool. It's kind of weird because it doesn't, we're not familiar with this design. So everything's kind of new right now. So it doesn't look bad because we don't really know how is it supposed to look like. So I think it looks really good. It's kind of clean, kind of like a Ninja Turtle shell back. It looks really cool. I love the detail on it. It's very simple, and we do have another 5mm port there. And there's a look at the back. So overall, I love the robot design. I really think it's pretty good. It's probably, I don't know, might be better than the Netflix version, but we're going to compare the two soon. So stay tuned. We're going to check them out. All right, so let's get into the articulation. So I'm assuming he's going to have the same articulation that the Netflix version has. So he does have a ball joint head there. So yeah, you can kind of tilt it left and right a teeny weeny bit. It rotates 360 degrees, and it can look up fairly good. Can look down a little bit, about that much. So not too much going on there. We'll take a look at the arms. Arms can go out and in 90 degrees. They can rotate on the shoulder like that. It does have the bicep swivel, rotate all around like that. His elbows can go a little bit over 90 degrees, and he does have a little bit of tilt on the wrist there, which I'm assuming is a part of the transformation. The waist there can rotate 360 degrees. See if nope, he's got no ab crunch. I kind of see a joint there, but it doesn't move. The legs can go out in like that, forward and back a full 180. He does have the thigh swivel joint. Knee joint bends about 90 degrees. And he does have this really nice foot positioning right here, so you can actually rotate that. Wow, look at all the range I got on the foot. So I'm going to try to get that in some cool poses. And he does have the ankle tilt right there. So overall, really nice articulation. All right, now that I have both the Netflix version and this new Buzzworthy version, take a look at both of them there. You notice that you're not getting the same exact figure, obviously, but if you were contemplating on, man, whether I should get this or should I just get the Netflix version. So if you want to get this one, which I think is essential, I think it looks great. This is kind of a mini masterpiece of Bumblebee. I totally recommend this. It's an awesome figure for what it is. It's a little, I think it's about, this was 20 bucks. Some people, I think I got it for 30 bucks or something like that. I bought it from some scalper guy there, but whatever. There's a look at them both side to side. Now, the Buzzworthy, that one does look a little bit taller. He's definitely a lighter shade of yellow. He's yellow. This guy looks more orange now that I have them side by side. We noticed that the head sculpts there, they're different. This one is more toony. This one's way more serious. But there's a look at them there. It looks like brand new head sculpts. Yeah, this is totally new head sculpt. This one's more wider. Now this kind of reminds me of the new masterpiece that came out. This is more like designed after the cartoony one, when the old Bumblebee masterpiece was actually modeled after the more of the toy-ish, kind of like the cartoon, but not really. But yeah, there's a look at them there. I'm gonna look at the arms. Let's see if there's a retool on it. Yep, that's the same shoulder piece right there. So that's actually the same, if we can see it up close. So these two parts are the same on the shoulder. From then on, it's brand new thing. So that's not reused. Let's take a look at the legs. The legs are completely new. I thought that they were the same, but they're not. So this thigh section is actually different from that. So the only thing I see carrying over right now is these shoulder pieces right there. And that looks like it. Let's take a look at the side here. Yeah, I don't see anything that's shared with them there. And there's a look at them on the back. Overall, two really nice figures. If I had the choice between the both of them, I don't know. I'd probably obviously go with this because it's a Volkswagen Beetle, obviously. But I do think that this Buzzworthy Bumblebee is definitely Buzzworthy. Definitely get him so far. So we haven't gotten into transformation yet, but we're going to check it out. All right, guys, let's get into the accessories now. One of the things that intrigued me about the figure was the accessories that it does come with, and he does actually come with a pistol this time, unlike the Netflix version, which came with basically the same big cannon that Cliff Jumper came with. Now we're actually getting pistol, and it looks like the pistol he kind of has in the cartoon. So here's a look at it there, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. Very, basic blaster pistol that Bumblebee carries, and it does have some detail right there on the section. On the middle there, on the top, it kind of has that little sight right there on the line. Yeah, and the front is like this bulbous side. I'm so glad that they came out with this. Unfortunately, in the box, if you looked at the box, it was painted silver. This is obviously not silver, so they kind of mismarketed that because I was kind of hyped to see that silver gun. But look what you're getting. You're getting a plain Jane black gun, which is kind of a drag because the price point didn't change, but the quality changed. So there's a look at that. Next accessory up right here, we have a jetpack. And this is pretty cool. I'm wondering if I can actually use this on the other figures. I'm not sure, but they kind of just wanted to throw something in there, I guess, to just, justify the price range. But here's a look at it. This is all black. I kind of wish it was painted also. They should have at least painted this in some way. But there's a look at it. I think the design is really nice. It kind of looks pretty cool. It has like 3 sections right here. The 2 side sections with the boosters on the bottom, which I'm assuming I could put blast effects on it. I'm going to check it out later. But yeah, there's a look at that there on one side. On the inside, it does have some detailing, some circuitry and stuff on the back. And it does have that slot. Let's see how it'll go right in the back. Yeah, there it is. And it snaps in pretty nicely, so that's cool. All right, so lastly, he does come with the power conductors right here that we did see in the original first episode of More Than Meets the Eye. And we remember him carrying these things and giving them to Wheeljack. So there's a look at that. We're going to take a look at one. So I'll put the other one down. So there's 5 of them that come with this set. So this is basically how the rods look. They're made out of a translucent orange plastic with this little paint or flecking inside of it. So if you notice it there, it's kind of like a glittery look to it. Now you can't really put it in his hands because it doesn't fit into the holes, but I'm assuming with other characters you could probably just put it in their hands, or you could kind of have it tucked underneath his part right here, or you can have him probably holding it with both hands, but you can't put it into his hands actually. So, but you can have him carrying it, I'm assuming. So I kind of like the fact that they did put this in, so it kind of gives the a little mystery to have kids watch the original cartoon and see where these things come from. I don't know if it'll sell that point, but hey, that's my thought on it. Alright guys, it's transformation time, so let's do this. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the back section and I'm just going to flip this back like that, 90 degrees. I'm going to get this part out, flip it out there 180 degrees, and I'm going to flip this whole section and just put it up like that. And next what I will do is I'll take his chest area right here. I'm going to pop that out. I'm going to put that all the way up like that. I'll take this top section, flip it up like that, leave it there for now. Next what I'll do is I'll take the whole bottom torso, I'll rotate that around 180 degrees, and then what I will do is I will take the hands right there and I'll just fold them right into that cavity like so. And next what I'll do is I'll take this whole shoulder section and I'll flip it inward, both sides, all the way in about 180 degrees. And as I'm doing that, you see this tab right here, it's gonna go right into that peg hole right there. So what you wanna do is go like that, just like that. This is where it gets a little weird. We're gonna have to actually transform a bunch of sections on Bumblebee's legs. So what you're gonna do first is you're gonna take the bottom feet here and you're gonna just pull a little bit, and you notice that will expose that ankle joint. And what we're gonna do is just straighten it out, rotate that all the way down about 90 degrees so that it lines up like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side, pull that out like that. And as you're doing that, right there on that tab, it's gonna go right into that cavity right there. So it's gonna be just like that. So it's kind of a little bit tricky, this whole section, so stay with me. So we'll do the same thing to the other side, and what we'll do next is we'll take these sections right here on the side of the legs, we'll just fold them out like that, about 180 degrees, and then we'll take this whole flap out, we'll fold it out 90 degrees, as you saw right there. I just pulled it out like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just tab this section right here with that part of the leg. So once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy, and we'll just repeat the same thing on the other side. So we'll do a fold out. If you noticed it there, the tabs kind of come out, they're not really that great, so you're gonna have to again fold that about 90 degrees upward. And then what you do is you take this section, fold that out about 90 degrees, actually 180 degrees, and then what you're gonna do is just tab that section like that. And once you have this, both sections like that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate them about 90 degrees or whatever, so you kind of get the idea of what's going to happen right now. So these are going to come together in a certain way. Now this is the tricky part. So what you got to do is you kind of got to fold these back so that they line up, but before you do that, you actually have to take these two panels right here and just fold them out 90 degrees, and these have a tendency of actually coming off as you're doing this. So hopefully it won't happen right now. You got to like play with this section here so that it folds back into that section. So see if I can get it. Yep, see what I just did there? I kind of just like finagled it. And what you want to do is lock the tabs right into that section here. So what's kind of cool, I do appreciate the idea of the actual crotch being a part of the transformation, because a lot of times it just gets concealed, but this is actually a functional part right there. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I'll repeat with the other leg. I'll just fold this like that, and I kind of like play with these joints right here so that I can actually get it into that position. So that's the trickiest part about this, is actually getting it around to the point where that locks in. So see if I can get it. Yeah, you go. See how I did that? Boom. So now we can kind of get a better idea of how this is going to be. Next up, what I'll do is I'll take this section right here. I'll kind of just move that back into that slot right there. And yeah, you pull that back like that. Lock that into place, and what I'm going to do basically is just tighten up these parts right here like that and like that. And as you saw earlier, this whole section kind of folds like that, and it locks into these two tabs, and boom, I believe that is it. Get all your joints really tight, and voila, there he is. Alright guys, so here he is, Bumblebee in his pre-Earth mode, the Cybertronian mode that we saw in the original 1984 cartoon in the first episode of More Than Meets the Eye. And I gotta say, he looks awesome. Didn't think I was gonna like this figure that much, but I mean, it looks pretty much identical to the way he looked in the 1984 cartoon. And I kind of like the way he looks like this. You know, I totally dig how this looks. So we'll take a look at the top section there. So if we look at the top there, we notice that the shape is kind of like a light bulb type looking thing. It really looks nice. I love all the detailing and the paneling. That you get to see it way better here. We notice that the crotch section is right there buried, and I love the way all the panels line up. We notice that, you know, you can obviously the transformation creases and all that stuff, but I think that that effect, it gives it such a texture to it, like an alienish type of spaceship type thing, and I love the way that it looks. I think it looks really good. You notice all the detailing there, the nice bright yellows. Now some yellows kind of look off, as in all the Transformers, they always have like an off color. They can never get the yellow to really match the molded yellow, but here they did a pretty good job. It's not as bad as Sunstreaker. If you guys seen that review, Sunstreaker's colors were completely off. This one looks way more uniform, way better. So I think that looks really nice. We'll look at the front there. We do have that nice, beautiful, translucent aqua blue plastic right there, and I think that looks really good. This kind of looks a little weird, these little sections right here with the gaps, but it doesn't take too much away from it at all. You don't even realize that it's there. And being that it is an alien, you know, UFO type looking thing, it doesn't really matter. On the front there, we do have that chrome section that we saw earlier in the robot mode, and I'm glad that they did incorporate at least the front of the chest into this transformation. I kind of thought it was going to be like a shell bot, kind of like RC, but no, it's everything's transforms and everything moves, so we don't have to do any parts forming. There's no shell botting in this figure, so I love it. There's a look at the front of it, top of it, and there's a profile look at it, and look how clean it looks. Even on the side, it just looks really cool and spacey. Yeah, I love it. The back there looks really cool too. I love the fact that if you look at it here, it has details for like little vents. So I'm assuming that's like, you know, where it would blast off from. I love it. I love this figure. I'm sorry. It really is nice. And on the bottom here, we notice, you know, some kibble, but you know, everything is effective. Everything, it has a purpose to it. The design right here, all that detailing and stuff. And I kind of felt bad that, you know, it was 22 bucks, but being all the detail and all the craftsmanship behind it, man, it's really nice, and I do really like it. So overall, I totally dig this freaking alt mode. I think the alt mode is perfect, and he does have the portholes right there, 1, 2, and 3. So if you wanted to, you can actually put the guns on the side. Let me see if I can find them. Or you can actually put the booster pack on the promo, on the instructional pamphlet. You could put the booster like that, and you kind of have them flying away, which is kind of cool, and it doesn't look bad neither. It looks cool as well. Or you could take, you know, you could take the gun and put it right there, or you could just put it on the top. So there's my unboxing and review on the Origins Bumblebee figure. Overall, man, I ended up loving this figure. I was totally skeptical about getting this figure, but now that I have it, the robot mode is nice, the alt mode is nice, and I really do think it's a really nice Bumblebee figure. A little bit high on the price, but I think it's a really nice figure. Till next time, this is Chukatron signing out, saying peace, love, harmony, and God bless. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. Till next time, peace. If you enjoyed this video, chances are you'll enjoy another one. Hit the subscribe and notification bell for more Chukatron content.